6 years. I don't even know what to say to that. It sounds like I must be saying something untrue there, but I created this channel on May 12th, 2017, and today's date is May 12th, 2023. I cannot argue with the math. This channel has been here for exactly 6 years. That is a long time. So much can happen over that span. I just learned that the entirety of World War II took place within 6 years. The term of a U.S. Senate... No, I'm not going to sit here and name things that are 6 years long, but man, 6 years. I have just said the word 6 years 6 times, which I think shows how much I don't know what to say right here. Thank you, everybody. It's been such a special time in my life. I don't want to get too deep here, but I feel like one of the keys to life might be to simply spend your time in a way that you feel is meaningful. We only get so many years on this planet, so we want to be able to look back at the past year and say that that was a year well spent. And for the past 6 years now, I have been fortunate enough to feel like I have been doing exactly what I should be, and that's a great feeling. I'm realistic about things. I don't think my videos have been changing the world in any way, but I do think that they have been a small positive presence in people's lives. That right there has always been my goal, to put stuff out into the world that is both positive and genuine. At its core, the entirety of this channel has just been me presenting and analyzing facts to piece together a story that the viewer will hopefully find to be inspiring or motivating or educational, entertaining, if nothing else. And when you multiply that by hundreds of thousands of people every week for 6 years, I feel like I've been doing something here. And it's not just me. I should say I feel like I've been part of something here. It's all of you that tune in each week, show your support, start up great discussions in the comments. I am not exaggerating when I say that this channel has developed the best community. Practically every day, especially on Wednesday with the new video, I am all over those comment sections, and most of the people there are typically genuine and positive, just really understanding the spirit of the channel. It's pretty amazing, really. But with all that being said, this past year hasn't been the smoothest. With over 300 topics behind us, I'm finding it more and more difficult to capture everyone's attention each week with a video that still brings value. The channel hasn't grown nearly as much as every other year, and overall, things have been noticeably slower. All that is pretty concerning, but let's not be greedy here. 180,000 new people following the channel should not be considered a bad thing. And just 1 month ago, I published a video about Fuddruckers that has already been seen by over 1 million people. I have been experimenting a little bit with the videos as far as potential new series, approaches, titles. I tried bringing back an old series. I'll admit, it's hard to keep things fresh after 6 years. I wish I could say I had a more exact plan moving forward, but I'm just going to have to slowly figure it all out as I go. Hopefully you can help me with your feedback, and by just continuing to support the channel in all the ways that you have been doing for so long already. So there's my update. Not quite the strongest year statistically for the channel, but on a personal level, it is still as significant and meaningful as ever before, and I could never thank all of you enough for that. I should be saying thank you 1.65 million times, but even that would not be enough. Okay, that is just about everything I wanted to say for this year's update/celebration video, so for the rest of it, I put this post on the community tab to see if anyone had any questions that they wanted me to answer. I picked out some of the ones that stood out to me, so here we go. The top comment says, "Do you have a business-related college degree, or do you just do a lot of research for each video, or maybe a bit of both? Either way, your videos are great, and I appreciate all the work you put into each one." Well, thank you very much, J.R. Haven. I did, in fact, go to business school, but I would say it has been minimally helpful when making these videos. Like, if anyone wanted to create their own YouTube channel similar to this one, I would not recommend 4 to 5 years of business school beforehand. Maybe a couple of introductory classes to get familiar with the stock market and financial statements, but I really do think that it all looks way more intimidating than it really is. I'll tell you what has been helpful though, the foundation of knowledge that I built from researching all of these companies for previous videos. For example, when I made a video about the WWE, I had already learned a lot about wrestling when I made a video about WCW. That same idea goes for airlines, retail, restaurants, banks, fashion, computers, phones, films, video games. At this point, most of what I covered is familiar territory. Did you expect this channel to have this much success when you first started this channel? It's surprising how how much you've grown since the very first anniversary. Thank you very much for that compliment, Pen L. I never expected this channel would have this much success. That would be absurd. But at the same time, I did have a lot of confidence. Probably because at that point in my life, I simply had to make this work, so I couldn't accept any other outcome. But also, sometimes you just know when something is right. You ever have that? When something just feels like it's meant to be? I don't know how else to describe it. So I never expected everything to get this big, but I very much believe that it would turn into something. My question for you is, which out-of-business companies do you miss the most? To keep up the good work, I love your content, a lot of great info, and at times, nostalgia. I don't know if you could technically say out of business, because most of these companies seem to hang on in one form or another, but Blockbuster. I'm a huge fan of movies, and I used to go there multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times a day. That place was amazing back then. Obviously, now the magic is gone. I remember the last time I went there, shortly before they shut down. It was a very depressing vibe. I rented Terminator 3 that day. Most would agree, not nearly as good as the first two, and I always thought that was fitting, and that, much like Blockbuster, the series was failing to recapture the magic that it had once created.
I'm back.
But yeah, I've had many Blockbuster nights. Congratulations on the milestone and many more to follow. If you can report on a fictional company, which company would you profile? I have had so many people say that I should make a video about a fictional company for April Fool's Day. They usually suggest Dunder Mifflin from The Office. Honestly, I don't think that's really my type of humor, and it really seems like it would be more work to make something that's less valuable to everybody. Though, I'm just thinking right now, Acme from the Roadrunner cartoons would probably have some crazy lawsuits to talk about, and Monsters Inc. has gone through a pretty major shift in their business. Ghostbusters is a unique business, maybe a little polarizing, but they have had some interesting rises and falls that could be talked about, not to mention an incredible logo. Oh, also, I just finished watching the show Silicon Valley, and my goodness, if Pied Piper were an actual company, they would be a perfect subject for this channel. Dr. Living Dark has missed these posts every year, but now that he's finally here, he has a pivotal question. Which video did you enjoy making the least, or at least a subject that you avoided making a video on for some specific reason? The answer there is anything related to social media, simply because I don't really understand it. I never use it personally, so I have such a hard time learning about them to a degree where I could talk about it confidently and draw conclusions. I believe my only attempts so far have been my videos about Facebook and Twitter, both of which were stressful to make, and I feel I kind of missed the mark a little bit. My number one most requested topic is MySpace, a website that I have never even been to, so I want to try to make that video one day, but you can see how it's going to be tricky. Instagram and Snapchat are also platforms that I would very much like to try to cover, but we're gonna have to wait for a week until I feel extra ambitious. Here is a simple question from Julian Jett. What would you consider your best video in the past year? Looking through all of them, I guess the one that stands out would be Auntie Anne's versus Wetzel's Pretzels. It got a little bit overlooked, so I recommend you check it out if you missed it. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Auntie Anne's is an exceptionally inspirational story, but aside from that, so much has happened in the whole soft pretzel in the mall industry. It's one of those things where we all know it's there, but so few people know the complexities of it. Plus, the pretzels are pretty delicious, so I was more than happy to spend my week learning about them. Do you regularly watch YouTube, and if so, what are your favorite channels? I guess an appropriate question. I love watching YouTube. That's what sparked my interest in doing all of this in the first place. Though I intentionally avoid watching anyone who makes videos similar to mine to be sure that I'm not copying them in any way, but just looking through my personal subscriptions, some that stand out would be the LA Beast, Man Carrying Thing, Cody Leach, Alex Leba, and of course, Steve-O. Love your channel. Do you ever get recognized in public by the sound of your voice? To answer that question, I have yet to be recognized by the sound of my voice. It was a small concern of mine early on, but after 6 years and not a single occurrence, I'm feeling pretty safe. I don't know, that's weird though, right? I have kind of a distinctive voice. Do you think that you would be able to tell if you were just talking to me in public somewhere? I'm curious about that. Is the silhouette used in the background of the videos actually you? Not a dumb question at all. Yes, the silhouette is me, but it was made from a photo that was taken 6 years ago, so it is indeed a much younger silhouette. Alright, that should just about do it. I'm sorry if I seem uncomfortable talking about all of this. I'm obviously kind of a private person that doesn't love talking about himself, but I think it's important to connect with the viewers on at least a little more of a personal level during these anniversaries. It's a great way to celebrate with all all of the people who helped make this channel what it is. For next Wednesday, I plan on putting out a video that I made a few years ago but have yet to release. That's my tradition each year, so let me know if you notice any differences. Also, I will be removing this video after about a week or two because celebrations don't last forever, so congratulations on being here in time to see it. That means you're likely one of the most dedicated followers of this channel, and I really appreciate that. As another part of my tradition, I will be spending days in the comment section of this video. In the 5-year anniversary video last year, I literally read and replied to every single comment, and I'm talking about thoughtful replies, not just quick thank yous or whatever. I don't know if it's gonna be that much this time, but you do have my promise that anything you write will at the very least be read by me. So let me know in the comments, I guess anything you want to let me know. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about how the channel fits into your life. Tell me what you think about the channel. I have dedicated 6 years of my life to this and counting, so I'd love to hear about the actual people out there that are watching it. Or feel free to ask any other questions that you have that I didn't answer in this video. Before we end yet another celebration video, I want to be sure to thank you all again. To me, it feels like we've all been part of something very special here, and somehow enough of us keep coming back every single week to do it all again and again. It is truly amazing, and I will always recognize that. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for making it all happen. And for my final thank you, you probably know what I'm going to say. Thank you for watching.